And welcome to Cologne, Germany, the ESL studios. We are super excited to have you joining us here for the first RaidCall EMS1 finals. This is the first of 4. We have $156,000, wow, on the line. Today there is $35,000 being played for over the weekend, today and tomorrow. We're joined with Pansy, Warclown, Red Eye. We've got Melly here, telling you all about how you can get tuned in on social media. I've got a wad of paper in my hand here, which means we've got a very, very full day with a lot of action that's only good for you. But first, we're going over to see something very exciting with our friends from hltv.org, and that is a video made about the hometown heroes, local to Cologne and faculty. Take it away, boys. Stick around. I always absolutely love those videos, and I'm sure two guys that absolutely love those videos too are my good friend Paul, Red Eye, and of course yourself, Simon, Warclown. How are you guys doing today?
Very good, very good.
Very good.
Are you excited to be here?
Do you know, it's been a very long season. This started off, back in February, and we had RaidCall EMS1 Cup 1, and it just seems like such a long time ago already, and these teams have battled their way through from A-Series, through the qualifiers, through EPS finals, through 4 cups and the playoffs as well, and we're finally here on the land. I can't wait to see how these 8 teams do.
We've got a heavy day lined up for today. I mean, and it goes on tomorrow. So I mean, let's get straight stuck in and talk about it. I think we've got a tournament structure which we're going to have a look at and throw up a graphic. So I'll see if the guys can put that up on screen for you guys at home. We can talk us through, because it's been, as you said, quite a heavy journey for the guys to get here. And can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah. So basically, we're at the last 8. We're in the quarterfinals. So rather than bore you with the group play, because that, let's face it, group play is boring, we're going to go straight into the quarterfinals, which means that basically we've got 8 teams playing off against each other, and we've done the draw as well, so it was the winners of each of the groups against the second place of each of the groups. But it's been a bit unkind, Simon, isn't it? It's like there's one half of the draw that's slightly more stacked.
Well, yeah, it's got to be said. We got the NIP versus Kick in the first round, which should have actually been NIP
ESC
versus ESC. And on the other side, in that same part of the bracket, we got a Nexus versus Very Games. So that's going to be a tough one for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the other side of the bracket, obviously, we're going to kick off things with Absolute Legends versus M Faculty, which, for me, is probably the tightest game that we'll have today. So it's a good way of starting off.
Any cheeky predictions from either of you yet on that one, or?
Well, I don't know. Predictions. I've already done my predictions. They're online. They're on the EMS1 website if you want to have a look at the preview, if you've got a few minutes before this game kicks off. I genuinely think this is going to be a really tight match. And Faculty been fantastic online over the last 6 months or so, but not really since the SWC last year have we really seen them perform well on land. They know that as well. I'm not saying anything they don't already know. They were winners of Cup 1 by default, obviously, with Epsilon being banned. So they've won one of the RaidCall Cups already, and been very good. And Absolute Legends on the other side have been, I have to say, absolutely appalling in terms of lineup changes. They just seem to have gone through player after player after player.
So guys, just talk me through the N Faculty team here. We've got Disruptor, Asmo, Kirby. I'm not even going to try and say that. There you go, sir. And Sim. Yeah. And so, what do you think? What do you think that this is the strategy for these guys? What do they need to do to take this one?
Well, individually, they're really strong players, as Paul touched upon as well. They've been playing really well online. But it has been lacking on LAN thus far. Last time I saw them performing really well at LAN was Copenhagen Games 2012, and that was in Counter-Strike Source. They went all the way to the final up against Mouse Sports.
As we remember, right?
As we remember, yeah. Some nudity were involved, but that pretty much tells us how epic that game was and how well they played. So I don't know if they can find that form. I think they might be able to win this game. Yeah,
I think for me it's more about Mantis and Asmo for me in that team. If those two can step up and really have a great day, then I think they could be a really formidable form today.
Agreed.
And hometown, on home soil. So if they're going to step up at any point, they've got to do it now, because they've got the easier side of the draw. They're on home soil. Has to be now or never for them.
Okay, well, let's have a look now at I'm seeing where they're throwing up the graphic here so I can have a look.
It's Absolute Legends. So they got Pronax, little RDL, and then 2 new boys, Emilio and Spitfire.
All right. So what I think about this is the three first players here are I think they're phenomenal. Also, we got RDL who played a little bit with the MTW squad with the with Huds G and Steel and stuff. Basically, I'm a little bit surprised to see all of these lineup changes coming out from Absolute Legends. But I mean, I don't want to judge them until I see how they fare now. They know stuff that we don't. So
absolutely.
Hopefully,
but it's been a weird qualification for them. They qualified in 16th for the playoffs. So right at the very end, they actually tied with Temp. And only got through on the fact that they got slightly further through one cup than the other team. So
could we call them a little bit wild card?
They were a little bit,
outside track,
a
perhaps?
little bit, absolutely, yeah. And then in the playoffs, they were absolutely supreme, and they brought 2 players in from Epsilon and pretty much destroyed everyone in their group. So they were a bit of a shock there. They've then changed 2 more to come here as well. So it's difficult really for them because they have the quality. There's no doubt about it. They have the quality in the team. I think for me, RDL and Spitfire are going to be the 2 main players to look at in there, and as you can see on the chart right now, absolutely just scraped through. Temp actually had exactly the same amount of points, 35 points, and just got in. Whereas at the other end of the scale, right
Ninjas
up there at the top,
pajamas.
Well, in
great name.
Yeah, it's fantastic. In Faculty in second place, so they're ranked 2 from the groups from the playoffs, and Absolute Legends ranked 16. So on paper, you'd go, well, the Germans should have this one, but it's not that simple. I think this really is truly a 50-50.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the game. It's going to be one of the most close games this weekend, I think.
So you know what will happen now? Now we've said that, it'll be a blowout 2-0.
Don't blame me for that.
Could there also be a little bit of the David versus Goliath syndrome in this, or
I think
I'm overcooking the?
Well, I think you're trying to find the storylines, but I think the thing is, they are 2 very evenly matched teams. I know on paper it looks like they're 2nd and 16th, and there's a big gap, but there really isn't any gap between them. I think with the lineup changes for Absolute Legends, they've only had a few days on LAN as a boot camp. And within Faculty not playing well and knowing that they're not playing well on LAN, I think those 2 things kind of weigh each other up, and this should be a very balanced game.
It's all up to which maps are being played and the kind of team styles we have up against each other. So
and we don't really know how they match up because they've only played once before. There wasn't on LAN either. 16-6 on Dust 2 to Absolute Legends. So if you want to look at form book, there is no real form book. That was a decent form line. That was in RaidCall Cup 4. Yes, it was online, which in Faculty have been strong on. So if you take that out of the equation, actually then Absolute Legends should win this. But you're not going to get a prediction out of me one way or the other.
You heard it here first, no prediction one way or another, except for the one which you made online earlier, which people can go and check out, but none right now. So I guess the next step we're going to do is get over and get stuck in and see some more, and I'm waiting in my ear to hear what's going to happen next. And I guess we're going to pass over to the wonderful Melly, and she's going to tell everybody at home how they can get stuck in and get involved as well.
So welcome everybody to the first RaidCall EMS 1 finals ever. I'm Melly and I will take care of the social media handling the next 2 days, making sure keeping you on track every time of the day and that you don't miss a thing. So please follow and like our Facebook page, facebook.com/RaidCallEMS1 to get your daily update. So we also prepared some sweet challenges for you. You at home have the chance to win nice stuff from the teams here, and all I wanted you to do is do some fan art. Design some nice mascots for me, for your teams, for the teams you're rooting for, and send the link via Facebook/RaidCallEMS1 under the recording topic. I already put one up on Facebook, and yeah, win some cool stuff. We also have a challenge for the audience here in the studio. We prepared some cardboards and some pencils, so you guys here are up to print to sign some nice signs for your teams. The next thing is I will also put up a vote in front of every matchup, so you can vote for your favorite team or the favorite team in the matchup. So let's see how the community decides, and after every matchup, there will be also a question and answer with one of the team guys, and you can send me your questions via the Twitch chat, or via Twitter, or via Facebook. Send me a message everywhere. I'm really on every platform, having my eyes on it, and Yeah, I think that's all for now. A great match is waiting for us, and Faculty against Absolute Legends. The vote is up. Vote on our Facebook page, and yeah, let's throw it to the casters.
So, good morning, folks, and welcome, to the first quarterfinals here. It's going to be an incredible game coming up soon. We do have Absolute Legends up against Faculty, and it's going to be insane. These two teams, I think you hit upon it earlier, they're very close. They're the teams that are going to really have to work for this victory. But let's get back. So just in case you don't know who this man beside me is, I'm sure you do by now. It is the one and only War Clown, and I am Pansy. And well, this game, you said, well, Paul wasn't going to give predictions. I want to get a prediction out of you. For this one, as a player who's played at millions of LANs, you know, you've been there, you've done it, you've got every single T-shirt. What do you think they're going to have to do here just to outperform the other side here? What is going to be the defining factor for these two?
Well, considering the lineup changes coming out from Absolute Legends, they've been through a lot of them as well. I would say that for them to be able to win this over Faculty, we will have to see some real strong individual performances. Team-wise and strategically, I think Faculty is way in front of Absolute Legends. So my prediction is that Faculty will win this also because they're on home soil. I mean, they've got the fans here in the studio as well cheering them on. So it's all up here for Absolute Legends to really prove their worth, show us why they've changed out these players, and I mean, outplaying like 1v1 duels and aim-wise, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, let's see if the players have the same kind of thoughts in mind, because we are going to get a little bit of an insight from those guys over at the nice little desk there.
People, because on my side here I have Dizzy from Faculty. Dizzy, how are you doing?
Very fine, thank you.
Are you excited to be here today?
Yeah, sure. It's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
And on this side I have RDL joining us from Absolute Legends. RDL, how are you doing today? Welcome.
Doing fine, thank you. It's been great to be here. It's going to be a fun day today.
Tensions are a little bit here. I can feel it slightly. I feel like the guys are both pretty excited. So I'm going to go quickly over to, do you have any predictions for this first match?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we want to win this. So my prediction is that we win this. We practice a lot. Our last practices were better because our last performances, offline and online, were horrible. So it has to be better, and it will be better today.
It will be better today. You heard it here. And for you, Audio, anything that you're thinking about getting ready to take on Faculty?
It's just like any other game that we've been playing. We've had a 2-day boot camp now before this, so we feel confident in our gameplay, even though we are a mix generally, but we think it's going to go good. We're going to win.
Confidence, preparation, they're all ready. I'm going to let the guys step away, but first, of course, we have the all-important handshake, guys, if you'd like to bring forward.
Good luck, man.
Good teammanship. Dizzy, good luck. Thank you very much. RDL, good luck. I'll let the guys step away, and we will head right back over to the guys and get things rolling underway here with the RaidCall EMS1. Over to you, casters.
Well, guys, you heard it from themselves. The Absolute Legends know exactly what they're in for. They know what they are. They know they're... let's quote something from HLTV, who did provide that amazing clip earlier, a glorified mixed team. But you can't deny the skill they have individually. I think Paul mentioned earlier that they did face off earlier in one of the cups, and actually, Absolute Legends became the victor of that one. And I think we can put that pretty much firmly down to the individual performance of Olaf, and I think it was RDL, actually.
RDL is phenomenal.
Who was so on fire, it was unreal. So these guys are really going to have to kind of depend on their kind of individual performances. Now let's have a little look on LAN, how much that can kind of really come into effect. Obviously, you're not on your home setup. You may be on home ground for Faculty, but it's certainly not, you know, your desk, your house, your chair. And how much can that really play a big factor into this?
It's always going to play a big factor because obviously at home you have desk space, and on setups like this, it's going to be less than what you're used to. Being a pro gamer, you have to be adapted to these kinds of situations. So, I mean, this shouldn't come too much into effect. But what I will say is, Absolute Legends being the strong individual players, I mean, they will thrive if they pick up the first 2 or 3 or 4 rounds. They will keep on thriving. They will keep playing well. But I mean, if they get shut down early, that's going to be hard for them. I think it's going to be hard for them to get back because in Faculty, individual, they're also phenomenal.
Oh, exactly.
But they got the team play to back it up. If they don't hit all their shots, then at least they got their setup, they got their flashes, timing pushes, and the entire work, really.
Exactly, and what maps possibly, now I know this could be a kind of hard question, but what maps can really favour that team play based kind of element? Obviously some maps you can really excel as an individual in. Some maps kind of allow that kind of a little bit of leeway for kind of individual brilliance and talent to shine through. But what maps could we see and faculty looking a little bit stronger on, depending on that team play element that they should have if they're performing well?
Nuke, Train, Inferno. I think Mirage and Dust 2 are kind of a little bit, it opens up for a lot of individual play. So
yeah. So is that what you think they're going to be going for here in these picks? Once they get that knife out of the way, once they get really into it, is that what you think Faculty will be aiming towards, those more heavily team-favored
advanced maps, yeah.
And I've got to ask the question, for more of an individual player, let's look at Dust 2 for an example. It's a map that everyone knows. Is that one of the reasons you can kind of come into this as a glorified mixed team and still do well? Because everyone kind of knows it to that kind of incredible standard. So is that why they might go for that possibly?
Yeah, I mean, it's the #1 map you play in mixes, scatters and cups online. So even though you haven't gelled as much as a team and don't have the strategies, it's easy to call strategies on the fly. So that's kind of why it's such an open map, in my opinion.
Indeed. But guys, we are just going to throw back to Sean, you've been seeing already today. He's going to have a little chat with just some lovely folks over there in the corner. So guys, do stay tuned, because we'll be back in just a second.
Thank you very much, Pansy. I'm sitting here on the couch with somebody who I actually had to tackle to come and get to sit next to me, and that is the wonderful Uli. Uli, would you like to say hi to people at home?
Hi, everyone. How are you doing?
So, in case you don't know, Uli is actually one of my colleagues, and we work together, amongst others, on the EMS RaidCall 1. And I was curious, because Uli, obviously, like I, lives here in Cologne, if he's going to be rooting for the local boys, or... Uli, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, obviously, it's the one running the tournament. I shouldn't be rooting for anyone, but it would be really good to see Faculty make it through to the semifinals.
I believe you've just heard one of the classic Uli political answers. What I'm going to try and deep dive here is to get a little bit... Is there a bit of Faculty love for you?
Well, I mean, they've been a very consistent team, and it's great to see that, you know, they've played well in Counter-Strike Source and they've made it over to Counter-Strike Go. They're one of the 8 best teams in Europe. They've made it here. So, I mean, obviously, I really want them to do well. They've beaten NIP in our online cups, which no one else has done so far. So, there should be a bit of love for them just because of that. And I really want them to make it through. Obviously, I mean, the Swedes are absolute legends. They're a little unpredictable because they're a mixed team, so no one knows what they can do. But it would be great to see Faculty in the next round.
Guys, you heard it. Again, it is really anybody's game in this first one, so definitely well worth sticking around and watching. First, we're going to head over to a video, but I'm excited, Uli's excited, casters are ready. Stick around. EMS RaidCall 1.
Forrester's only got 19, so it's more like a 2 versus 2, and a 3 versus 2, as they have another exchange of frags between the two of them. There's another one on the upper bomb side. MX will win that one, and they're now at 3 versus 1. Get Right's got to go huge here. Picks up the first one, gets the second one. 3 in a row from Get Right. They're all headshots. It's all sexy Counter-Strike. It's Get Right yet again.
So welcome back, guys. I'm getting in the mood just watching these videos of previous performances. All the teams are pretty much here, but right now we do have Faculty up against Absolute Legends. Now this is going to be an incredible game all around. Both teams certainly have something to prove here. So let's not forget that, as I think we are about to get into game here, as they look pretty ready on that server.
It's a little bit of they're just warming up right now, Lauren, and it's missing one player, so it's not going to be too far off this game. So basically, this is going to be Dust 2, the first map, I think.
Okay.
From what I understand, it's going to be Dust 2. So basically, what that means is Absolute Legends. Wow. They've got the chance to not only kind of get the first map point here, but if they manage to pick up this map, they will get the momentum. They will get what they need to perform strong as individual players. As you can see on your screen right now, we've got the alternate. Now I mean Faculty. Yeah, RDL there on the far right side. So he's He's ready. He's ready for some headshots.
Exactly. You want everything to be perfect before you start. With this amount of money on the line, $35,000, that's huge.
Yeah.
That is no small prize pot. So these guys want to be in absolute tip-top condition. They don't want to miss a shot, as you said, and obviously not at home. They are at LAN here in the ESL studio, so these guys will spend their time just making sure those shots will be hitting when they do have the chance to get into it. But as you hit upon before, they're Dust 2. Now, side and things like that may play an element in this. Your personal opinion, though, I want to know, because I know a lot of people shared, several different ones as to which side maybe is slightly more favourable. Obviously the introduction of the Glock bias that did kind of run rampant through CS:GO very initially, but I'd say it's slowly being edged away, but very slowly. Keep that in mind. So, how important is side going to be on this map?
That's kind of the
positive thing. For the team as well, though, that's the thing, because they're two very different teams who depend on two very different.
Well, Dust 2 is pretty much the most balanced map, so even though you lose the knife round here, you're not going to feel too upset about it. But as you were saying there as well, every team's got their own kind of play style. One team can be fabulous at the defense, holding down bomb sites, doing the rotations in time, calling it all out, whilst other teams really want to just go for the entry kills and pretty much be the offensive team. And you can see that with teams like Games as well. When they play a CT, which is supposed to be the defensive side, they push up like they're terrorists versus terrorists. So, I mean, it's all up to different play styles, but I would think that Absolute Legends would want to start T on Dust 2. And it's also the slighter favourable side. I mean, we're looking at an 8-7 scoreline normally for the terrorists here. So, I would say that the team that wins the knife round here, Lauren, will probably go for that T side.
Okay, and let's have a little bit further detail towards how, let's say, if Absolute Legends got that T side, they won the knife, they got the T side, the more preferable side by a slight margin. How do you think we can expect to see them playing it? Do you think we've seen a lot of teams be quite passive? I think Dignitas were one of the teams who were fairly passive on the T side for quite some time, but then very aggressive on the CT side. So they had a very strange way of playing Dust 2. Very odd, very off-putting towards the opponent. What do you think we can expect from Absolute Legends if they were on that T side? Do you think they're going to be one of the passive teams, or do you think they're going to go for that slow, maybe working as a team element? How do you think they're going to play that one out?
Well, I think they will. There's two possibilities here. Either they will do what most teams do when they start out on Dust 2. They will just play the standard setup, which is pretty much a 1-3-1 split towards the different bomb sites and middle. Just wait for the opening kill, and then the caller will call for a rotation. Either fake that bomb site or just head straight on in. Or, seeing as they're kind of this new team without that much practice, I would presume they will be going for a lot of easy set pushing strats straight off the bat, like maybe as advanced as a B split where they put up smokes to CT spawn and just split on into that B bomb site.
Yeah, so we can expect a kind of back to basics approach. They're obviously not going in as a complete mixed team.
No.
But they're going to be depending on their individual talent, taking them through those one-on-one situations, I can imagine.
I agree.
So where do you think we can kind of see them forming, though, on this map? Where will those one-on-one battles really kind of define who's going to kind of open up? So those opening kills, for example, who do you think could be the main players in that as well? Looking at the lineup here, obviously.
Looking at the lineup here, I'm going to say I'm a little bit uncertain who Absolute Legends are playing as the entry fragger, but RDL played wicked back in Source with MTW. So I'm guessing he's going to be the entry, the on-point guy, either heading on towards long to get the opening kill, or push up short to get that opening kill. What is important on a map like Dust 2 is that middle door.
Right.
You need to smoke it up, because this is the map of AWPs, in my opinion. I mean, a CT who was holding middle with an AWP, he basically holds middle. When people push into B, he can stand in the same position and pick off people going to B, and the same on A with the A long crossing. So it's all about putting down the smokes at the correct places, pretty much.
Indeed, and with that in mind, let's have a little look over to the N faculty side, for example. Now, these are the more drilled inside. They are the team. They are kind of very well defined. They've played at several events. They've done okay, I think is the best way you can put it. They either truly excel, or they fall slightly short of the mark. But they're a team you cannot underestimate. Now, how do you think they've prepared to face off against Absolute Legends? They obviously have the same mindset as you. They've gone in knowing what they are, and Absolute Legends very well aware of what they are. They're a little bit of a mix, but they're certainly a talented mix. How do you think N faculty will adapt to what they're seeing in front of them here?
I think they will play it out cool. They know that they're probably not up against the most advanced strategies in the world. I think they will play it out passively and to make the correct calls and rotations. But anyways, it seems as though the players are ready here on the server, so we could actually just start jumping in game and have a quick look at the warm-up here right before they go into that knife round.
Indeed. So let's get in game and have a little bit of a roster rundown as well, in case any of you have been living under a rock for several years and somehow don't know these guys, because they are very well known within the scene now. Obviously, Absolute Legends doing individually quite well so far. I think we can. No one's going to underestimate them in that essence. But Faculty through the lands recently have also been extremely well. I think they had some great runs in there.
Yeah, I have to agree. Wait a little second here. My monitor seems to be having a quick nap here.
Well, it's tiresome work being a monitor. You can't underestimate it. So I think there might be a couple of server issues, but until those are sorted, let's have a little look at how these guys are looking. They look a little bit like they got to the starting line. They've been told, nope, you need to wait now. Chill out.
Yeah.
Call your guns. These guys obviously are seriously dying to play. They've literally got here very early. We were outside. We walked in. We saw them all waiting there. They were in here before us, pretty much warming up, making sure they were on point, because this really does matter. These guys are not going to be going into this lightly in any way, shape, or form. So let's have a little look through these guys. Obviously, they are just talking things out, trying to get their settings right, trying to get their heads in the right place. And how much does it come into it mentally into LAN games like this? Obviously, you can psych yourself out quite easily in moments where it can really come down to massive situations. How much does that play into it as a player, and how can you overcome that?
I mean, it's all about experience, Lauren. It's all about every single player will get through. Will experience the pressure of LAN, not only being in the game and playing it, but what we're seeing right now as well. All the players here, they are dying to get this game going, because it's not hard when you actually start playing it, because then you're focused on the game. But now they're just sitting around waiting, and it's just building up the anticipation as well. So I think what they're thinking right now is, please, 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 can we get this game started? And we're thinking the same. We can't wait to see this matchup.
Yeah, exactly. These guys are veteran pros of this game now. Since it's released, these guys have been playing. I don't think anyone can doubt that. But obviously, there's a couple of new changes to the Absolute Legends lineup, with Spitfire in there and a couple of others. Obviously, losing out to, I think it was Schneider and Zneel, actually, were the two who kind of left the team. And how much of an impact can that make on morale alone? Surely that can kind of edge you down a bit. We've seen the likes of FM Toxic recently splitting up. These teams are kind of here, there, and everywhere at the moment. They're trying to stick together. It just doesn't seem to suit or stick, for example. But how much could that play mentally on these guys to lose out, two players who are, fairly important? Obviously, these guys have a kind of their last big together. They want to go out with a bang, and sure, an event like this is really the place to do it. But how much is that in the back of their minds, do you think?
I think that will just be positive for them. I mean, they won't have the pressure. They won't have, if they've already kind of split up, not officially, but they just know that they can enjoy this last tournament and just pretty much enjoy themselves. They ain't got nothing to build upon after this if they've already split up. But anyways, the match is restarting now, so we should be going live with the knife.
Yeah, so let's jump into the server, folks, and let's have a little look as to how this one is going down. So we will be doing the knives. Now, knife rounds. You said that this is a fairly even map. You can kind of expect maybe a slight bias, but it is slight. Do you think knives in this map are really going to be, massively taken serious, or do you think these guys are just going to want to get it done out of the way, get into the game straight away, and not lose any momentum and sit around and cool down? You want to be hot going in there, and you want to be ready.
Yeah, it's pretty much all up to all the different teams. One team would probably be thinking the same as you're saying right now, whilst another one is like, oh, we really need to get this T side. And here we see, it means a lot for Faculty. They pick up the round, and you can hear them shouting in the background as well. Let's see if they decide to stay or switch here.
Yeah, indeed, and that mental game already happening, that you can see this side opposing them. They already look a little bit like, geez, these guys are in it to win it. They are not messing around for a second. Already just going to have a little bit of a team talk, decide what's going on.
Okay, they're bringing out the flag.
Look what's happening, guys, already. You can't stop them. You can't stop these guys. You get one flag, they get one knife round, and I hope this isn't what they're going to do every round.
No, I was
a very slow game.
I was a little bit afraid here if they thought they won the game now.
Yeah, that's them. They're out. They're done. They're through. They're going to be looking at the next games. GG. No re. See you later, Absolute Legends.
No, but I love to see this kind of team spirit. I mean, they won the. Obviously, that knife round meant something to them. It means they will get the start they want on the first map. They're just talking over maybe. I think they're probably talking about what pistol round round they want to execute here. If not, they're just motivating each other, I think, Lauren.
Yeah, and I must say, both elements to that statement are as key as each other.
Yeah,
you know,
agreed.
being motivated, having your head in the right place, making sure your mindset is 100% on the game is just as important as the strat you're going to run. If you run a perfect strat, but your mind's not in it, it's going to fall to waste. And it works both ways. So these guys trying to get that balance, get their heads in the right places, and make sure they go into this in exactly the right way.
Yeah, and I like to see that. I mean, obviously, no one likes to see the game being a little bit. Well, everyone wants to get it on.
We're all dying to get this underway now.
Wants it to start. But I mean, as long as it's not the normal LAN smoke and toilet breaks that takes up to 20 minutes, and we can actually get the guys here on the stream to see. And here we go. One.
Wow, these guys, they're on their home turf. They are ready to go now. They've had their team talk. They've had their little oranges, getting ready to rumble. And I think they are just about to get into even Absolute Legends trying to get that momentum building, trying to get in the right place.
Everyone's having a good
time
already.
First game of the day. It's still early here, guys. They've just necked their coffee. They're like, right, let's get ready to rumble. Let's get this game underway.
Did N Faculty say YOLO? Because that's what it sounded like to me.
Hope not.
I really hope
I hope that was like some German phrase that I'm not aware of, because if it was, God save us all. But let's have a little look in game now. I think they are just running through the strats again, warming up, getting sure they're ready. Yeah, we are going to go into the pistol round right about now, guys. So let's jump into the server and have a look as to what we're about to see.
All right, so what we saw here is N Faculty calling out for the switch. They wanted to start out as T on this map. That makes sense. And maybe for Absolute Legends, I know I already said that they kind of probably want to start on the slightly easier side. But also considering they're kind of the more mixed team of these two, CT isn't that advanced to play as a team. It's basically just hold your position and run over towards the other position if your teammate says there's some action going on. So, I mean, it could be good for them, but it kind of depends on them faculty if they're pulling out this the stellar strats right off the bat here. All right, so we're heading in game now. We're going live, Lauren.
Indeed, we are going to just about go live into the very first round here, guys. So this can truly show exactly what we're going to be seeing for the next couple of rounds. That pistol round is so important. It's unbelievable. These guys can literally define the next 2 to 3 rounds off the back of this. So let's make sure we are in game and ready to go, because I think they're still warming up here. Are they actually?
No, it is
wow,
game live.
Look at that stack in spawn. What is going on there, Warclown?
Well, they are just playing it out defensively here. And we see N Faculty, in fact, getting that first kill. It's QK Mantis.
Yeah, indeed. So early advantage to the T side. You heard them before, the rather rowdy Germans. And now, let's see what that CT side is doing here. They've actually got to go on the rotate already. And Absolute Legends laying down the fire. Spitfire has picked up a thread onto SMN, so it's not quite working out the Germans' way at the moment. And they're taking it further away, and Absolute Legends, there's the reply from earlier. They heard the knife round, they heard that, thought, you know what? Let's wait for the moment. Let's show them exactly what we're made of. And I think we just heard it. How the hell did they work that out so easily there?
I mean, the perfect rotation in time. All the retakes are always about timing it correctly. You don't want any of your players to go in before everyone's ready. Basically, then you will give your opponents 4 versus 1 4 times in a row instead of a 4 versus 4 clash. Let's have a quick look here on the overview as we see N Faculty just playing it out passively. They kind of just want to see if Absolute Legends are pushing out offensively here, but in fact Absolute Legends got the weapons in hand, so they don't want to throw their weapons away. In fact, let's head on over to SMN here.
Yeah, trying to make his way up short, it seems. Just going to test the waters, retract back, avoid the nade, and go back in for seconds now. Going to look towards A. He does have a couple of teammates beside him, but, well, Lidder and Pronax have a better idea, and, well, Absolute Legends, you expected it to happen, but they do it in quite a bit of style. They're taking down a fair few members and claiming the second round. So, obviously, the additional weapons, the money, the momentum, it's all paying off them right now. And what can we expect in the third round? Sometimes we do see the counter buys coming in early from the T side. I don't think are we seeing this here?
We have got a buy straight in here for, let's see, yeah, in fact, it does have AKs in hand, and they are heading over towards long. Let's see if we can find some of these long players.
Yeah, indeed, the early exchange has happened. Litter and I think it's Asmo, yeah, exchanging frags there. Absolute Legends are now chipping away at the opposition. That early buy-in now might actually be a huge, huge mistake. The N faculty side kind of shooting the load a little bit too early. So they are still around mid, it does seem. Mantis just peering around those double doors. Gonna try and go look in here, but will RDL be able to chill out, keep it cool? But Mantis has spotted a possible player? No, he's going to retract back. They're biding their time here, Warclown. They don't want to overly commit. They know they're at a disadvantage. Let's just see where they decide to go. I think they're going to go up short now. Let's have a look and see if they can actually break through towards A. It's SMN once again looking towards that A bomb site. Going to try and locate that possible player. He's got a glimpse, but Emilio's found two already. Actually, Litter as well. It's been left all in Asmo's hands now. 1v4. This is a situation you never want to be in. Well, unless you can go absolutely huge. He spotted a player, doesn't get a first. Goes back in for seconds. Oh, he's made a meal of it, and RDL will punish that and take him out of the picture. So, N faculty, they went on the early investment there. They tried to get into this. They tried to switch the pace early. And well, it hasn't paid off. How can that make the dent into the next couple of rounds? What sort of monetary issues are we expecting to see now from that T side?
I mean, this is the first game of the first day at the tournament, and they're doing it in the early buy in the third round, so it's not going to play too much of an impact for them. I mean, they've lost an early buy before, so hopefully they'll get straight back into it. But I have to say, as this eco bash just gets on the way, let's have a look at the statistics here, because obviously we got Liddy here for Absolute Legends, who's basically the one-man army currently of Absolute Legends.
Exactly, he is truly once again stepping up. These guys are so good at this. Just one player always seems to shine so much for these guys, and that individual performance that could have been, oh, beautiful opening shot there coming out from Mantis, taking down Pronax and giving the early advantage to that T side for once. Followed up by Asmo with the AWP play coming in massive for M faculty right now. So we do seem to have a 5v3 situation. And let's have a look how it's played out. Again, Asmo. Wow, these guys are working those AWPs like there's no tomorrow, leaving only Emilio and Lidit alive. But Lidit is the danger man, already proving that in this round. One frag down, 4 more to find. Hearing round at 8. Smoke now comes out, but he's pushing forward, claims one. Can he find any more through the smoke and the flash? No, he's going to have to sit back now. Try and play this one out perfectly. It's all down to timing. Another smoke. Flash in retort. But the T side have now crossed. You can see that Asmo did find Emilio, so now it is literally all on Lidder, 1v3. He knows where they are. King clock against him. It's coming in, already down 53 HP. Looking up towards that A-bomb, but they are split. 2 on the site, 1 down in pit. And they literally have this on lock. I don't think Lidder's going to find an easy way in anywhere around here, Walkdown.
He's playing phenomenal, but he knows there's an AWP in T pit there. He can't really risk pushing out. Oh, in fact, he picks up the kill onto Asmo.
Indeed, and he's now made this very much possible, but not. There we go. SMN just stamps his authority on the bomb site, saying, no, you cannot take a step towards this any further. But a great effort. He did take down one of the harder shots there. He had the 2 close range elements that he could have kind of challenged, I'd expect, with the AK, but actually just decided to take them out in the pit anyway and see to make it look easy. So he is certainly on form, but we have seen the switch of pace now. In fact, he's back on the board and certainly looking very good with those AWPs. How the hell were they able to do that so easily?
I don't know. Obviously, they're good at picking up kills with the AWP on this too. I touched upon that as well. This is kind of the AWP map of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and as you can see, N faculty has 2 great AWPers in their team. So I'm glad to see them just adapting to what happened, what went wrong in that early buy, and they just decided to, all right, save up money, get 2 AWPs. That paid dividends for them.
Yeah, very much so. So. Slower start to this round, it seems. No one falling just early, but Spitfire, beautiful positioning, finding one. That's Asmo down by long as he didn't check his corners. And in a game like this, you certainly need to. So, 5v4 situation in favour of the CT side. Make it a 5v3 as Pronax has found SMN as they're going to start pushing their way through those double doors. As you said, a key element to this map. Can Pronax hold them and lock it down? Kirby onto Emilio. Now it's 3v3 all even. Pronax got a little bit overzealous there and pushed right into the eyes of the opponent, but, well, RDL's doing the same, but he's making it work for him this time, taking down Mantis, and now only 2 to find. Bomb down and ticking on that B-bomb site. Can he get in time? Can they have that brilliant retake style we saw in that first pistol? Disruptor just sitting in on site now. Wait, watch the angle, hold it down. RDL merely centimeters away, and well, there we go. Disruptor finds one, not going to get the second. Litter claims that. 2v1, it's all on Kirby now. Can he defend his bomb site? Is down landing, and Litter's there. Great play coming in. So we do see Absolute Legends picking up the pace where they left it off, and well, that'll take the scoreline even further in favour to the Swedish side. So clearly these guys not truly offset by the fact that they're up against the hometown glory, and we are just going to make sure the settings are all right and sorted out. And you can see there that, well, that early confidence does not seem to be all over their faces at the moment.
No, I mean, getting back into the game, picking up that easy round for Faculty, get all that momentum shifted over to you and then just get shut down straight away. It just feels horrible for them. Let me have a quick look what's going on at Asmo, just pushing out of the middle here. See if we can find him.
Yeah, but we do see the T-side once again up on the eco, so can't expect too much from them. But Asmo, I expected more from you. Emilio there had the time to turn around and take you down with the AWP. And now only SMN and Mantis standing. Later taking the legs away from one. Mantis has found the reply though, but there we go. Emilio steps up with the AWP fire and claims around that they should. They did lose Pronax, but it's not a massive dent to the CT side. So it's going well.
Just look at the statistics. This is
Litter.
This is disgusting. This is, I mean, Litter. Look at the amount of frags he's putting up for his team. It's just overall phenomenal. I don't know what Faculty can do here other than pretty much basing all their strategies on getting that opening kill onto Litter. Yeah.
Just marking the man out of the game possibly, but right now he's certainly not going down with the fight. The early fire is being exchanged, but nothing yet connecting. We have both sides quite slow, quite cautious. The Disruptor looking to change it up now, pushing out those lower B tunnels, does find a couple of frags onto Emilio. Can he finish it off? Oh my god, it was a little bit awkward there, but he does get the shot off onto Emilio, removing that AWP factor from mid now, allowing his team to push further forward. But RDL is laying in wait here, Warclown. What damage can we expect to see from him? The flashes and smokes are coming his way.
He moves up in a great position. He will be able to take down SMN. Will he be able to stop Disruptor though?
Well, it's a tough task. The guy did open this one up perfectly for his side now. This 4v3, RDL claims it and takes the advantage further away from the Germans. There's now only two stand. Mantis and Asmo again. Oh, beautiful play from RDL. Completely and utterly dominating those double doors. There's now only Mantis is left alive, very lonely in a 1v3. But he's more than a capable player with this AWP, as we've seen. So, bomb to hand, 35 seconds on the board. Let's see what he can do here. Catches a glimpse. That's a couple of shots off. Not going to connect. Oh, that's not going to help out though. No, going peering, going to try and take down one. Misses again, 5 HP. He's not in the best situation in the world right now. He's flashed up, tagged up, and now surrounded to be put to bed by RDL. And Absolute Legends, 7-1. And now these guys are truly getting their stride. I've got to ask you a question here. Now, obviously, Faculty had a good couple of rounds. There's a couple of rounds that have worked perfectly, but not quite paid off in the long run. They didn't claim them, but they worked well. How can they stop it? How can they stop Litter as an individual? Because right now, he is literally pulling his team to victory. In any kind of one-on-one situation, he's winning. Any retake, he's coming up strong. What can they do to lock him out?
I mean, I think Faculty is trying to play a little bit too advanced here. I think they just need to do a full-on rush onto either the bomb site really, but rushing the one where Lid is holding, I think that's a great thing to do, because you can get that early pick onto him and get him out of the way, and that will surely help them in the afterplant situation.
Yep, but Absolute Legends making the most of this eco round. There we have it. So 8-1 is that scoreline now, and Absolute Legends in the swing of things here, and truly warmed up and looking very good. A lot of people had doubts, you know, they're the glorified mixed team. There are a lot of things, but right now, there are a lot of rounds ahead, so you cannot doubt these guys when it comes down to it. You know, the individual performance I don't think was ever questioned, but I certainly haven't seen them pushed on the team play element yet. I want to see that from Faculty to really challenge them on that level. But let's have a little look as to if Mantis can once again open things up. Not this round. Oh, yes, he can. Just to make me eat my words, he does take down Pronax in the early exchange, giving his team a big advantage and that boost of confidence. You can hear them behind us as well. They are literally sitting just a couple of steps away. They are really into this one, but that slow play once again coming out now.
Right, so have a look at holding up these upper halls here onto B. It's just waiting for offensive player coming out from Absolute Legends, but it's not going to happen as QK Mantis picks up a kill and Kirby picks up a kill as well, all down to Emilio and Lauren.
Yeah, and as well as Absolute Legends have been playing, this is a tough task even for him. So maybe if it was Lider, I might have a little bit more faith. But Emilio now has to prove himself in a 1v4. And he has got his old trained on the cross now, going to try and catch a couple of players on the way towards the bomb site. The bomb hasn't actually crossed yet. So he could possibly make an issue. No, I think he's going to retract out of this one and just try and cover himself off a touch, it does seem. And obviously save up for the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, in fact, he was a little bit worried there, I think, Lauren, about the T's deciding to. I think that's why he was rotating back onto B. And obviously now that the bomb is planned over towards A, it's not a chance for him to go in and try to get that bomb defused. I'm a little bit uncertain as to why he's pushing out this offensively. They're up 8-1, so his plan is probably just to try to take as much money off of the Faculty squad as possible, and wow, that's 2 kills.
He's doing just that. 2 big frags after plant situation. He knows he's not going to win the round, but well, you might as well make the most of it, and he's certainly doing that. And there we have it. So Mantis retains the orb, as does Emilio, and Wildfire, aka Asmo, does stay alive. So these guys are looking very... See, the thing with that Faculty is when they go back to basics and they run those strats, well, even though they're very simple strats, it pays off for them. Yeah. And I want to see that more. Why do you think they're trying to change things up a little bit here? Have they tried to overplay the fact that they know they're against a mix, do you think?
I don't know. I think, for once, Emilio shuts down QK Mantis. That's going to be a big blow here for Faculty. They have been relying much on the AWPs here from from both Asmo and Mantis. So it's all up to Asmo here now to really get it back for Faculty open up with a couple of kills here onto Absolute Legends.
Well, certainly hoping so, but it does seem as though his side are edging towards those double doors. Kirby and Disruptor are looking towards a spawn and B possibly, but you can see RDL and Pronax already do have an idea that that may be coming. So RDL just laying in wait, looking for a pixel out of place possibly. As far as the T side, I'd be rather scared right now. The smoke has just cut him off a touch, but he's going to push straight through it, not holding back at all. But actually, the fire is already being put down towards B, but Kirby finds him as RDL dared to step through, and now Pronax springs into action. As Lider now has to try and come back towards B. He's been playing so well, let's see if he can do it again. Spotted a player just made his way towards the site. I think that's Kirby with the bomb now. Bomb is going down on the B bomb site. Lider looking to make his way through. He does get the frag onto Kirby. Joined by Spitfire now, the newer addition towards the Absolute Legends side. Let's see if they can crack this one open and find 2 players. Disruptor and Asmo left. Pushing forward, they know he's got the orb, but Spitfire finds Disruptor. It's all on Asmo now. 1v2, not going to make it count, and Spitfire stands up and takes the frag, and truly stamping his authority within this side and saying, I truly deserve my place here. Really well played there. And let's have a little look at that retake. How the hell did the T side let that happen after they had such a firm hold on that B bomb site?
What I noticed is they played one guy here, one guy here. That's the after plan in that 2v2. Basically, this guy was standing up. He was not crouching behind the box. So basically, when Absolute Legends pushed in, they could just see his head whilst he was flashed. So basically, that just takes him out of the equation, making it 1 versus 2. So I think that was a bit of a mistake to put a player there. Yeah.
Yep, so let's go into this round and see where that T side are heading. Oh, Emilio's gone rather aggressive at mid, peering out towards that lower B tunnel. Oh, shot a little bit too early there, and does give away his position. So they have to retract back now and look towards where that T side may be heading towards. Wildfire pushed up rather far, actually. It's Disruptor, excuse me, and Spitfire just in that pit. So I wonder if they're aware of each other here, Warclown. They're literally steps apart here. Spitfire has got an idea. The flashes are coming in now. He's just going to play it smart. Play it slow, play it safe, and not give too much away. Well, he did peer out and get slapped back by a Disruptor, but the nade in retort has done the damage on Disruptor as he has to push forward now. Smoker's come in just to allow himself a little bit of room to move, but Spitfire finds one quickly avenged by Asmo. Mantis and Asmo. Kirby go wild. These guys have racked up frags left, right, and centre, leaving only Emilio at his own by B now. So 1v4. Wow, this is a task, and that literally got ripped away from Absolute Legends there, Warclown. The bomb is now down and planted. Emilio did very well in this after plant situation before. Did pick up some good frags, and there he does it again. He's going to try and take as much money away from these guys as possible. But I've got to ask you right here, right now, how the hell did that... Wow! How the hell did he land? That was the question I should be asking you now. Left on 1 HP, and in a little bit of trouble if he gets spotted by one of the T players. He's going to try and get out of there and retain that AWP going forward. But how the hell did the T side break down that A-bomb site so easily there? Because they literally took 4 players out first frag fell, the last 3 fell in quick succession afterwards. How did they make that happen?
Basically, Absolute Legends were basing most of their... oh, all right.
That didn't pay off.
Most of their setups towards that long area. And as we were seeing as well from the stream's point of view, you can see that the entire faculty squad pushed out with some real good flashes and smokes. And I think basically every kill that got off that round was 1 each for faculty. It was all down to the team play and not a big player like Lida has been for Absolute Legends.
Indeed, it really did pay off. Going back to basics almost there. As we've been saying, in the early exchange may happen between Asmo and on. Player merely steps away in the smoke. It is Spitfire who's once again being the guardian of the A-long site. So Asmo pushing around, but Spitfire has found SMN in the meantime, but Asmo quickly takes him back. So the early exchange has happened, unlocking that A-long area and allowing the T-side a little bit more control onto this map. You can see they're slightly cautious of the pit area, but actually Mantis has already found RDL on bomb site. Lida has to take a stand. It's not going to happen. Mantis finds a second, as now the A site is completely in the hands of the T side, and now only 2 stand. Emilio once again and Pronax, but oh, Disruptor. Oh, he didn't notice it. It was Pronax setting up a nice little trap there on the bomb, knocking it down and denying the easy plant. So now Pronax has to completely and utterly watch every angle here. They are swarming in from every single angle, but another beautiful shot from Pronax, placing that bullet into the forehead of Kirby. Is now one. Just comes around the corner. He's got another. Oh, he doesn't get the last. That could have been insane play. But now Emilio in a 1v1. They've made this possible from a dire situation. They've clawed it back. And now Emilio has to somehow hold on to this, but Mantis with the bomb on long. Can he somehow make this count? Drops out the flash. Oh, he's caught a glimpse, but who's going to land the shot? It's Emilio pulling it back from the absolute brink of disaster to get that scoreline even further away from the Germans and just really claim this game at the moment. 10-3 is that scoreline. And well, what a bit of play coming out. How important was that frag onto Disruptor there as he tried to pick up the bomb?
I think that was Pronax, and he pretty much clutched that round by himself. I mean, finding out that the bomb was dropped in T-spawn and then defending it against, I think he got 3 kills altogether.
Yeah.
Just making it easy for his teammate to lock out that round. And I mean, it's 10-3 here on the lesser favorable side on this map. So I think Absolute Legends are looking strong to pick up this first map victory here.
Very much so. That individual play, as you said, really coming through here. So these guys certainly showing why they're in this tournament, even on their questionable way of getting here. So we do see the T side lining up towards the B-bomb site as we speak, edging further forward very cautiously though, checking every single corner. Obviously after that last round you can see why. So Emilio, Lida, Spitfire and RDL still towards the A-bomb site, not overly rotating and looking to retake more than challenge. So bomb, I do believe, will be going down, and there we have it. So let's see if this after plant situation pays off this time for Faculty, keeping in mind last time it didn't go so well. So let's pick it up here with Emilio. Towards the details we go. Spots player just in front. Does get a couple of shots off. Nothing yet really doing the damage, but oh, he hasn't checked to his right, and is Kirby laying in wait there. There's now Absolute Legends are forming their push towards the B-bomb site, pushing through the double doors. Here we go. RDL towards the bomb site. The fire is coming in. Lida claims one onto SMN. Spitfire as well. It's all going their way right now. Advantage to the CT side, but oh, Spitfire again. What a player in these situations. Lida goes in for the defuse, and they should. Oh, they didn't get it. It was Let's have a listen here.
Just trying out a little bit of team communications here, Lauren. So yeah, in fact, we can try to jump in from time to time here onto the team's comms here. So please bear in mind that in the heat of the moment,
it can get a little bit explicit, to say the least.
It can. So basically, we will try to utilize that throughout this weekend. And wow, what a round! All the way down to that defuse, and oh my god, we're missing the action here. It's all up to Pronax.
It's all on Pronax now in a massive situation, but Asmo takes him out of it and puts him to the grave. Is now in a 4v3 situation in favour of the CT side. And Faculty have tried to gain entrance to the B-bomb site, and there we go. Mantis and Asmo take it further. RDL and Emilio down. The Spitfire, and I believe it's Lida once again, the superstar of the Absolute Legends side, are going to have to try and play retake. And let's see if they can do it in due time this round. There we go, Spitfire once again, just really dominating at the moment. As now Asmo in a 1v2, he goes back up against the wall. Not going to happen. Lida with a pistol. Nice play there onto the B-bomb site, and this time in due time. That last, the round before that, obviously, I've got to say, it was a little bit close. And leaving the bomb site down to that kind of marker. was a little bit of a shame, but obviously N Faculty looking a little bit deflated there. You can see on your cameras right now they aren't looking as focused and as loud as they were originally, but let's hope they can kind of pick themselves back up into the second half here, whereas obviously on the other side, Absolute Legends, well, they've got something to be happy about right now. A beautiful scoreline in their favour.
Indeed, they must be very happy about that as well. Let's head on into the game because the second half is already begun, and we got a beautiful boost here from Absolute Legends.
Yeah, indeed, expecting the push on long, and well, it's paid off right now. RDL claiming a good couple of frags, leaving only SMN alive in a bit of a dire situation. 1v4. And, well, let's see if he can do anything with it, because this could be a massive round to lose for N Faculty if they do let this one slip. And there we go, Absolute Legends claiming the first round here in the second half. And obviously off the back of that, what do you expect the scoreline to kind of get to just off of winning that pistol round?
Seeing as N Faculty are playing CT, they can't really early buy here. So we're supposed to see a 14 to 4 scoreline before we can see N Faculty trying to get back into this game. So, oh wow, Spitfire opens up with a kill through middle already. So it does not look like N Faculty will be able to pick up an eco victory here, Lauren.
No, indeed. It's not going to be an easy feat by any means. Absolute Legends clearly are warmed up and ready for this one. They're not going to let this slip unless something drastically goes wrong. But RDL has found Mantis, now only leaving SMN and Kirby alive. And, well, it's not going to be looking good for them on the A-bomb site. That is actually Kirby laying down. The fire leader has claimed the last man by B. It was SMN. But now Kirby trying to make the last stand here, trying to do some money going, but I don't think he's going to have much luck and just try and play this out as best he can. But let's have a little think here as how he's going to pan out in towards those later rounds, as this is not really going to go his way. Obviously, going down to the wire when they have to make their kind of comeback. This is not going to be at any point where they have a couple of rounds to play with. They're literally next to match point. Yeah, well, map point, should I say. But what can they do on that marker? How can they kind of make it possible from then on? Because obviously looking at these rounds, they're kind of not going to be going into this thinking they can win it.
It's all about experience, and if they've played enough events, you obviously should have that mindset that even though you're 15-0 down, you can bring it back into overtime and win it. Basically, this will be not this round, but the next one where N Faculty. Oh, in fact, they are going for that early buy again, Lauren.
Wow.
And well, that's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, indeed.
No AWPs on that N Faculty side, and the AWPs has pretty much picked up all the rounds they've gotten thus far. All right, so this is interesting.
Indeed, and I'm curious to see if Absolute Legends would even dare to expect this, because obviously you wouldn't expect this going forward. You didn't, I didn't, but let's see if they did. So Absolute Legends now pushing down towards long. They do see the fire early coming in, but RDL already taking down Disruptor, and it's not how they want to kick things off the CT side. These guys are really putting all their eggs in one basket, and right now it's not paying off at all. Absolute Legends now playing very passive, it seems, trying to not early commit to anything, trying to feel it out. They're already taking down one player, which was Disruptor, generally the leader of the side for N Faculty. Let's see if Mantis can try and even things up. He has got a frag back onto RDL, so all even now. But the financial implications for this round for N Faculty are huge, Warclown. Why are they playing so passively here, Absolute Legends? Do they know exactly what's going on, do you think?
Yeah, RDL picked up that first kill and made a call onto his teammates that they've done an early buy here. And that means N Faculty has pretty much 0 anti-flashes and stuff, so they're trying to hold it out, play it out slow to make them spend all the flashes before the retake. But anyways, it's all down to a 4 versus 1 now.
Indeed, it's all on SMN here on short, going to try and do some work, but it's not going to be easy. Fire already coming in, checking his back in case anyone's daring to push behind him. I don't think he's got much trouble with that, but right now, because they made the investment, it didn't pay off. And how much trouble are they going to be in going forward? Because literally, they put everything they had into this round, and it just hasn't paid out at all.
No, what's going to happen now is they will have to force an eco here for the next round. They will have that weapon in hand if he's able to save it, which is not going to be able to. What this means, either we're going to have a really weak buy coming in from N Faculty, which I highly doubt, or they're going for that eco now with a couple of pistols and flashes, as you can see. But the next round is already map point for Absolute Legends. So that means that there's no room for failure from faculty for the remaining rounds.
Yeah, indeed. In that early spray down, they knew that they wouldn't particularly have any money left there to buy into the armor and all that. And so the early kind of exchange is literally to try and do the damage. But look how far up they're pushing here on the CT side. Lidder already making the most of it, taking down Mantis. And this is a round to pretty much be thrown into the garbage. But Lidder's just using it as aiming practice right now, taking already 2 frags. Spitfire following up. It's very much being ripped away from the in-faculty side. There's now only 2 stand. It's Asmo and Disruptor left in a 2v4. Can they do any magic here? Can they try and make something work? I think it's near on impossible. Disruptor just peering around by short. He knows there's a couple of players here, there and everywhere, but will he find them in time? Literally behind him, steps away, making their way through the smoke towards the bomb site, and he's so focused on short that he's not noticed them behind him, taking down to 3 HP. He's going to have to push forward now. Look through the smoke, does get nothing there as Emilio will find him first. And now Asmo, 1v4, does get an AK. I'm pretty sure he's going to try and get the hell out of there, or at least challenge on a better situation, because right now their backs to the wall and they're going to be at that point of no return soon.
Nice pick up there by Asmo, though. And I like the way he's trying to save this weapon. He's doing it offensively, which pretty much caught Absolute Legends off guard there, and he managed to pick up 2 kills. But with the economy of Absolute Legends, that's not gonna affect them at all. But in fact, we do have an AWP here now, finally for faculty. So it's going to be all up to Asmo now to give the advantage here to faculty. So let's keep an eye out on him now, shall we, Lauren?
Yeah, indeed. Let's see if he can be that linchpin that we expect him to be if obviously the T side play towards that. And he is by the double doors, just looking through. Nothing yet seen. For a couple of frags if he plays it right. Got a glimpse, not the frag though, so he knows where they are, but will he be able to land the shots is the question. So we see that slow, tentative push, just kind of finding out where they are from Absolute Legends, not overly committing, just trying to find the right place at the right time, but Asmo has found Pronax just through the smoke, merely centimeters showing of his pixels. So Asmo now under fire already, though they know where he is. They're trying to lock him out of this game here by laying down the smokes, laying down the fire, making as much hard work for him as possible, and allowing Absolute Legends further control on this map. And he is still looking there. He's doing good here. He's keeping control of it, I've got to say. But now here comes the push, here comes the flash, and the players are making their way slowly towards him. But I think they're just going to try and bide their time a little bit, just try and play around with him, make him a little bit feel worse for wear. He's got a glimpse of one, not going to land the shot, though, again missing that, and he needed to land it. Going to have to retract back now. He cannot challenge so close range towards those AKs as they are spilling through mid towards the spawn. RDL and Lidder causing absolute havoc for faculty as Asmo finally steps up, but too little too late, says Lidder, as he takes him out, and now in a 3v2, making a 2v2. Kirby's still alive though, folks. There's now Lidder laying down the fire from B. Emilio onto Disruptor, and well, there we have it, folks. First map. What a way to play that out in that last round there. It was all on Asmo. The pressure built up. It hurt him desperately to see him just not land those shots. Were they playing so hard against him because they knew that might be a key factor in it? Yeah,
the second they heard that open middle, they knew that, all right, so every single round faculty picked up against us was when they could utilize those ops. So as you can see, they were pretty much pushing 3 players there over towards middle and using most of their flashes even as well. So I mean, that was, I think that was great decision making by Absolute Legends.
Indeed, but it does seem to be time to go back to the drawing board for faculty there, as they will be going to the second map soon. But guys, before we do, let's keep in mind these guys need to talk this out. They need to have that break, need to sit down, have a chat through it, and try and find out what went wrong. How can we go forward to the next couple of maps? Obviously, you said it already that map probably wasn't the one they were going to pick up, if any. It was going to be a hard map because the individual talent that Absolute Legends have would have shone through, but maybe to not that extent. Obviously, this is a map that previously went pretty much this way as well, though. So let's have a little look at the screen now. These guys are looking a little bit deflated. I've got to say, you can see Existence in the background, just keeping his eyes on the opponents as well. These guys are clearly just going to try and have a little chat with each other. We saw them at the start of this game really riled up and had their heads in the right places, very vocal, and now they look a little bit disheartened, actually. So hopefully they can pick themselves back up going forward, because it's not going to be an easy task. I've got to say, Absolute Legends are looking on fire. Lidder alone looks so damn good in how well he's been playing at the moment. That guy at the early start of the game was untouchable.
Amazing. Yeah, we were talking about it as well. I mean, they are kind of a team that thrives off of passion. Lidder picking up that many kills in first the pistol round. I think he got 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah,
4 kills even in that pistol round, and that just drove him insane. Or going onto the ecos, just all right, all the frags are mine. Let's do this. And at one point, I think it was 17. Around 6 kills or something. I mean, he was just
Bit
And
of a
just-
monster.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
carrying
back's
on
going to be
through.
hurting. He's going to go for a little bit of a massage, folks. But while
Yeah.
he does that, let's just pass over to Sean, who's going to have a little chat with the crowd and see exactly how they're thinking about that first map and how that went down.
Hey guys, thank you very much for that. I'm really hoping that Faculty gets their game back on. I think they've got everything to do that. And I'm joined by
Jan.
Jan's joining us here because Jan is actually going to take part in one of our competitions that we're doing here with the audience, which will be quite an interesting one because this is also an F1 weekend, but actually a weekend where you can win T-shirt. So for the smart ones of you will know that F1 being the key that you tab when you do the automatic buy, it's all written there on the T-shirt. What the guys need to do to get stuck in, including Jan, will we take this goodie box right here filled with pens and colorings and all sorts of creative elements to do your own wonderful artwork and some paper and create their special design for perhaps maybe anyone here in the studio. So they might say, I want to own it to Melly or to N Faculty, or even to Jan. So those will get stuck in. We'll show you more of that later and who wins those T-shirts. And of course, we're bringing you back more of this awesome matchup. But for now, we're heading over to a commercial break. So we'll see you shortly.
So welcome back, folks, and just so in case you missed that, God knows where you were, but just in case, we're going to have a little bit of a recap and have a look at the stats and just about everything that happened in that game. So Warclown, why don't you take us through exactly what went down in that match?
What we're going to do now is what we like to call fun facts. All right.
Fun facts of Warclown.
Fun facts. So let's obviously being on the losing side. I mean, that was quite a heavy loss to suffer there for Faculty. What goes through your mind, is pretty much what went wrong. This is basically you had one of the players here only contributing with 1 kill here. On the positive side, he did get 100% headshot rate.
Well, at least he made it count.
Yeah,
that one kill was impressive, but it's still 1 kill.
Currently on this LAN player final, he's in the lead when it comes to the ratio of headshots from his kills. So, all right, and for everyone who actually watched the game, you know Lidde. I mean, he played...
Monster.
Look at this. He's got 6 deaths. His KD rate is 4.5. His headshot rate is not that good, but I mean, it doesn't matter in the end because as long as you pick up the kills, you can just shoot them in their legs or whatever. As long as you win.
If you get them in the bag, that's all that matters. And well, that's exactly what he did. But overall, look at Absolute Legends, how they performed. And we saw this last time these two met up. It was 2 players really performing for Absolute Legends, and they completely locked them out. Last time it was 2 different players, keep in mind. But nevertheless, that individual talent on this map once again stepping up. And I've got to say, where were in Faculty, as a team even, let alone individually, I expected to see so many more kind of drilled in strats played out to try and outclass Absolute Legends that way. Yeah. There was none of that.
Nah, we hyped it up a little bit, and probably I've got the biggest fault there. I mean, I thought in fact they've been together for quite some time now. They've got a lot of experience. I could venture a guess and say that, all right, this is the first game. It's far from the hardest matchup in this tournament for them. It's pretty much the easiest. So you don't really want to throw out all of your best strats straight away. But I mean, when you find yourself in that situation, being down that much,
you want to use something.
You don't have any. Because obviously, if they don't win this game, they're not going to play any more games.
Simple as that.
A little bit disappointing. So hopefully we'll see in Faculty step it up for the second map, because everyone who loves CS wants 3 maps, don't they?
Well, I've got to say, I want to see it too. I love seeing teams like this face off, because obviously you do see the kind of complete polar differences. We see one side who perform phenomenally individually. As I keep saying, I've got to drive this home. Lidde there by himself was insane. That man literally dragged his team through those early couple of rounds and really showed exactly what he was made of. And he kind of showed the rest of his team how to excel. So I think we are going to go live into the knife right about now. So let's get our eyes on the game and keep in mind, well, it's going to be a bit of a different map here. We have Inferno, and let's see how this one plays out. So obviously, let's have a little discussion as to what side would be well, I'd say preferable towards the individual team as well. Who do you think is going to benefit on which side on this map?
I think both teams will benefit on that CT side, basically. Yep. Let's head over to Disruptor. 1 man versus 3. Oh, well, cheeky little stab he got off there without getting hit, but it didn't work out in the end. And they, in fact, did call for that switch. So Absolute Legends playing it out on CTs there. I think that's...
curious choice.
In fact, all right. No, that's not a curious choice, in my opinion, I have to say. I mean, you want to play that CT side. It was the easiest side in both iterations of CS before Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It has been a lot more balanced in Global Offensive. Yeah. I'll agree with you there. But in the end, it's still a little bit of a CT favorite map. Oh, all right. So there we go.
Let's have a look how these guys are lining up early on. Emilio pushed up rather aggressively there, actually, into apartments. He has got a glimpse of a player. I do believe that was SMN, the underperformer so far for the Faculty side, and once again, not really doing too great initially. So this early pistol can really do all the difference. And now Disruptor just sprinting past towards 8. They've been very aggressive, actually. Kirby as well, pushing straight around towards that CT arch. Push through, CT spawn, will they spot the play just the right? No, it's RDL, but actually quickly shut down by Disruptor, so the early threat has already been controlled, but Lidde now stands tall on B, takes down 1, denies the easy push there. Asmo trying to push up, but, well, I wouldn't want to be challenging Lidde right now, but the shots are not landing for him, as that has actually given Asmo full control of that B-bomb site, so the bomb is going down. And even though it's a questionable start from Faculty, they've kind of got this under lockdown now. So Disruptor just positioned himself, waiting to receive. So player leaping through the smoke, gonna have to try and adjust accordingly, as here comes the push, but Asmo steps up, takes down one, can he find another? Spitfire 1v2, not gonna happen. I hope you guys just heard that. Let's have a little listen to the comms down, see what they're saying, and see how they reacted to that round.
So they pretty much got out all the energy, and we kind of missed it. And did you get much from that little team talk?
My German musty, sadly. Right. You know, I've been here about a day, so I didn't quite get that one. Maybe we need to pull Joe Miller in and like translate. But
yeah, we need right Joe Miller in as a translator.
But we did see the T side there doing exactly what they needed. Obviously, they're coming off of the loss of the first map, and needing that round was massive, just mentally. But let's see how Absolute Legends are getting ready to counter on here.
Well, we see a stack here from the Absolute Legends teams. They're on an eco, but in fact it's going to be all up to Pronax here in the middle. He's going to have a little bit of a party here with the Germans of Faculty. Let's see if he can do anything to stop them, Lauren.
Indeed, the party bus is coming, and here we go. Pronax does lay down some fire, but not going to make it count. Mantis finds him first, and then Faculty opening up a massive route of freedom now. They literally have control of a vast amount of the map, but this could be trouble right now, folks. They're making their way towards the Absolute Legends side, and Spitfire's made the most of it, taking down two. Disruptor quickly trying to avenge, but Emilio doing the damage. This is not what Faculty wanted, and now Lidda, 1v2. Can he go huge? Oh, he's got the first, not the second. Faculty hold on by a thin margin there. That was wow.
Oh my God, Lauren. Making that decision after getting that opening kill onto that A-bomb site. Hey guys, let's rotate over towards B. They'll never figure out what we're doing. Rush through spawn. And surprise, surprise, the Swedes of Absolute Legends held a surprise party for them over at B, and it was down to about 17% HP. So that was a great round for Absolute Legends.
Insane round, well played out, well thought out. And once again, Absolute Legends really preparing for these pistol rounds. They gonna try and look forward here. SMM on the prowl with the AK. Can he put it to work? No, again. Not performing right now. Lidda making the most of it. Pronax following up onto Kirby. So Absolute Legends merely on, well, a couple of pistols now with a couple of AKs as they claim them from the bodies of the opposition. Well, this round, but Faculty finding an empty D-bomb site, so they can get the bomb down and ticking, hopefully. But the damage being done early on in this round is insane from Absolute Legends. So fire now being put down, but not yet really connecting. Asmo and Mantis have to hold on to this. Let's see if he can do anything. He does get the first there, pushing out from that construction area. Pronax quickly dealt with it though, so now it's all in Mantis' hands. Can he keep hold of this? No, RDL and Lidda in tow, switching up the pace. Let's have a listen.
All right, I know a little bit of Swedish, so I'll just say it straight away. They are focused. They are into the game, just talking about what they're going to do in this upcoming round, talking over the drops and stuff. Wow, Absolute Legends proving really strong in the ecos here, Lauren.
Incredible play. I can't stress it enough. They have switched up the pace from something you'd expect to go one way. They've already changed it. On that second round, they almost changed it, but they made it count on the third. So clearly, these guys are not going down without a fight on this map. They lost out initially to the pistol, but they've made it back. Obviously, on the CT side, they can sit back and wait for the T players to come towards them. Where do you think they're going to go on this round here, Warclown?
It looks like they are setting up for an A push. They got the bomb, but in fact, as I say that, the commentator's curse kicks in. Disruptor with that bomb heads over towards that B bomb site. Let's head over to RDL and Lidda, who is holding down this bomb site. Lidda been phenomenal on Dust too.
Yep, Lidda just setting up, putting down smoke of his own. So if the T side did show, he'd have a nice little backdrop to do it too, and a bit of an advantage. So now we wait to see if the T players can step up to the plate. Lidda finding one, this is two more, he's got two down. Kirby has found the retort onto RDL nevertheless, so it's pretty much all on Lidda now to lock down the B-bomb side. He can't do it, as Kirby will find the frag, leaving it in a 3v3 situation now, folks, all even and square. But with the bomb down and ticking, the CT side need to retake this bomb site right now, Warclown. Let's have a look how they're going to do this. Let's see their after plant set up here.
Surprise, surprise, we got Disruptor here on top of roof.
Yeah, just going to wait for him to walk through in that. He's made the most of it now. 1v1 Spitfire up against Disruptor. Who's going to claim the round? The bomb is down and ticking. Bear that in mind, folks. There is a time limit to what can go on here, and I do dare say what's about to happen. Oh my God, they didn't check it. And there you have it. The Ninja Defuse comes in. Spitfire played it very nicely once again. That guy in a clutch situation has been coming up strong every single time.
he has been huge for Absolute Legend. Even though he's not the guy picking up the most kills.
The ones he gets.
Yeah, he's been picking up the hard rounds, I would say. And I mean, Spitfire pretty much applying for a job at Ninjas in Pyjamas there with that defuse. Cheeky little pun. But fantastic play coming out, Absolute Legends, I have to say. Surprising, not only me, but I think quite a amount of other viewers as well. Once again, we see Emilio here with he likes this setup here.
Yeah, and it worked last time, and let's see if it'll work again. Nades are now being put up, maybe expecting him to be there after that initial pistol. Does get a connection, but not the frag there. But Spitfire will get the frag onto SMN, who's really been very quiet so far in this game. So now T-side going to try and spin things around. I do believe they've tested the waters at A, and well, they didn't feel too good, so they're going to try out somewhere else. Do you think they go for a B push now?
Indeed, they are heading up towards Banana. It's not a split at all. They will be relying on flashes here. It's all up to Lida and RDL now to stop this.
Indeed, and Lida laying down the counter flashes. Smokes are now pluming in his way. RDL has found one. RDL finds a second, but Kirby finds in with a retort from Faculty, but the damage has been done. And once again, Absolute Legend stepping up to the plate, merely losing one player that round, as he did have the entire side against him. So I've got to say, in Faculty, money-wise, how are they looking right now?
Let's have a look here, and Faculty does have, they do have money on Disruptor at least. In fact, have they, in fact, they've gone for a little bit of a light buy. I think I saw an AK in hand of, was that Disruptor? Yes.
Yeah, okay. And now, why would one player run with a gun whereas the rest have only pistols or maybe a deagle here or there?
Because when he bought that AK, you can see on the money system here that he's pretty much put himself on the same level as his teammates. So just going to try to utilize that AK either to try to actually win this round or to try to do some economical damage onto Absolute Legends. Because the AK, it's cheaper than the M4, so if he can pick off one CT with that AK, the damage pretty much has been done.
Yeah, but right now the damage is being done to his own side at the moment. As now only to stand Disruptor, as you mentioned previously, and Kirby now. So 2v5, bit of an uphill struggle. So let's see if they can pull off anything here and make the most of a very bad situation. 50 seconds on the board, they've got to do something though. So going to push forward, peer around. Disruptor has spotted a player, but can he land the shot? That is the question right now. And right now it's not happening, and Emilio will take down both and finally give Absolute Legends a bit more of an affirmative lead here. And look at Faculty. They look so disheartened right now, I've got to say it. But mentally, how are they going to bring themselves back into this? You're a veteran LAN player, you've been there, you've done it before. How can they kind of pull us back? They had such a great start, but once again it's taken away. How can they build up again?
Jay, they just need to be objective and think about what has really happened. I mean, they aren't being pretty much rolled here by Absolute Legends, but there's been rounds like the Ninja Defuse, which is pretty much cost them a lot of money, a lot of rounds. So they just need to keep their head in the game, but I mean, what is going on?
Right now, Absolute Legends are not letting go for a second. They are literally applying so much pressure to Faculty that they barely left spawn. These guys went aggressive, they took down the early frags. And let's have a little listen as to what SMN can do here, possibly.
So just a little insight there as to what the teams are talking about right now. Obviously the Swedes having more to talk about considering all 5 players still alive, Lauren.
Yeah, indeed, and obviously they are got their spirits up, but you can hear in their Faculty how quiet they are. They've lost that kind of real boosted element, and they do seem a little bit worse for wear. And SMN just trying to do something in this situation. There's not a lot he can do with 5 players to find, and he's completely missed the shot. So he couldn't even get a couple of pennies off the opposition and put them in his pocket. There's now 5-2 is the scoreline. Now, I've got to say, Faculty need to do something right here because they're losing out in situations, and that push in the last round was so aggressive for Absolute Legends that it completely caught Faculty off guard, it seemed. How the hell can they allow Absolute Legends to do that to them?
They need to play it out defensively in the start or go for that fast push so they can counteract the offensive. But once again, Absolute Legends...
Yeah, well, the early exchange went down and has not gone in favour to Absolute Legends, who are very aggressive, very confident, and it really hasn't paid off there. So now the B-bomb site is fairly open, but the smoke didn't quite come down perfectly. Spitfire gets 1, gets 2 already, leaving a 3v2 situation. Disruptor and SMN, you've got to get to work right now because it's slipping away from you as you speak. So bomb down and ticking, beautiful shot from SMN, finally coming in, leaving it in a nice even round now. Hopefully that after part situation side this time. So, let's see how they hold on here. Oh, and Emilio leaping around the corner, takes down one, but SMN quickly finding his feet. So now 1v1 situation, who's got the victories? Once again, absolute legend stepping up in these moments. As soon as there's a glimmer of hope for Faculty, it's ripped away. And absolute legends in these situations every time seem to break them down. Why the hell are these crossfires just not working right now for Faculty?
Well, I hate to say this, but SMN is not playing up to par right now. I mean, that was down to him there as well. He was in a great position to pick up the kill. And the save earlier in T-spawn as well. You saw the obvious misses coming out of him. Not playing the way he needs to play for his team, because it doesn't help to have a crossfire setup if one of the ends is pretty much loose. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what they need to work on. Individual play as well right now. Wow,
yeah, aggressive play again. These guys are feeling confident. You can hear it behind us. I can certainly hear it, and I think just about anyone else in Germany can currently hear it. They're very loud, very ready to go. But that early push is now kind of sat back. They're kind of just trying to offset the pace. Is this what you think they've done there? They've kind of been a little bit aggressive, trying to really keep them on their toes and not allow the Faculty side to find their feet.
Yeah, that's exactly what they've done. Just as long as you can put your opponents off balance, you've pretty much, I would say, pretty much won the game. Yeah. And what you saw this round as well, they played it offensively, but they pulled back. They kind of faked the offensive. Kills were exchanged, but in the end, it didn't really have that much to say at the time when the push came in, but it did delay the push coming in onto B here for Faculty.
So let's have a little look now how this round's going to pan out. Right now it's an absolute whitewash for Absolute Legends, who knew exactly what they were in for, and Faculty could not penetrate that B-bomb site, and the likes of Pronax Lilla just denying at that last hurdle. So now Asmo left standing, not for long, and there we have it. Once again, Absolute Legends looking absolutely amazing right now. These guys on a map that I would possibly say might have helped maybe the Faculty side on paper, looking at their team, play-based kind of team, and they got a good start, but they just can't seem to lock it down. Every time it comes to those situations where you want someone to step up and do the damage, they just don't seem to be able to get their heads in the right places. What can they do to change this? Because they're being outplayed on every single level here. Is it literally just coming down to the one-on-ones they're losing, or is it a tactical thing as well?
I think it's mostly down to I would have to say individual skills. There's a couple of players on Faculty that's missing some far too easy shots to miss, and that will cost you the game eventually. It doesn't matter, as you were saying as well, if you have the best strategies in the world, because in the end, even though your strategy is insane, you have to kill your opponent, else they're going to defuse the bomb or plant it. So, all right.
Let's go back into the round now, as we do see Spitfire taking down SMN, and the CT side once again aggressive, meeting them and absolutely sink every single point. They don't sit back for a second, these guys. So let's see what Absolute Legends are doing now. They are just going to try and find the next angle, and they found it perfectly. Once again, Pronax and Spitfire picking up frags. They're taking out Asmo and Kirby as they dare to step towards A, but finally Mantis finds a reply, but he's being surrounded by the Swedes. Now he's going to desperately try and get that bomb down, and he's not going to get it down there. As we will see Emilio stepping up and taking down the last member of Faculty, taking that scoreline further away from the hometown team and taking the scoreline to 8-2. This is not looking good for Faculty. I wanted a 3-mapper. I wanted Faculty to turn up now. They had the break. They should have sorted things out, and they just haven't. They've gone into this straight away, and they just don't seem to have their heads in the right place right now.
Check out the money here, as you can see at home as well. I mean, Absolute Legends got the bank account rolling right now, which Faculty does not. Let's try to get into this.
Yeah, let's not miss a moment here, because once again, Absolute Legends are not stopping. They are going full speed right now, taking down every single player they can, but well, SMN and Disruptor have a different story to say about that one. There's now Lidda left in a 1v2, finally not having the advantage beside them. Will Absolute Legends crumble now? This could be the changing point. This could be the building factor for Faculty. Let's find out.
Putting off X-Ray here for Builder.
A little bit of suspense. Yes. And let's find out if Lidda can control and find the last two. Here's around the corner, he's found one. That's Disruptor. One more to find, 15 HP. Not a lot of time to do it. Drops down the smoke. And I'll wait for a peek. Looking around desperately for a pixel. He's not found it yet, but he's mentally checking off these places. But he's going to go in, and I don't think the ninja defeat is going to happen right now, as there we have it. And Faculty finally waking up, it seems. That round, I don't know if it was more Absolute Legends getting a little bit overzealous and a little bit overconfident and throwing away a bit early on and letting the exchange come a little bit too close, or it's just that Faculty finally are waking up. What do you think really defined that round there?
I will say that round pretty much illustrated what we've been talking about, SMN being left in that 1v1 situation.
Yeah.
When he finally steps up and manages to kill someone, they get around. It's obviously not all down to individual performances, but it plays a huge role. So as long as SMN can start picking up some kills, it's going to help them immensely.
Yeah, but let's see where they're heading towards this round. The fire has been put down to very little connection, though, but there we have it. Emilio will kick things off in the right direction for Absolute Legends. Swift reply from Disruptor, but all even now, so maybe we see a switch of pace. Not if Absolute Legends have their way. They have been very aggressive, and Emilio showing exactly why, peering out of those apartments, finding Disruptor as he tried to make his way around to mid. It just didn't happen, but let's have a little look where the T-side are actually aiming towards. It does seem they're just biding the time now with only 3 players alive. They've got to look towards a bomb site. 55 seconds on the board. Let's see if Mantis can kind of step things up now. Looking up mid. Does finally have Kirby alongside, but not for long. Taken out by Emilio. Mantis tries to peer around, but merely handing frags to Emilio. Now it's only on Asmo, who, well, to this point, 7 to 10, not desperately underperforming, but not really nailing it home now. 4 more to find. He's got a long way to go. Nades are coming in, and I think he's just going to try and make the best of a bad situation and get out alive, quite possibly. But in faculty, they seem very quiet here, Warclown. Do you think possibly, you know, switching up the pace, going extremely aggressive, may pay off? Trying to offset maybe Absolute Legends kind of pacing? Do you think that could possibly help? Is it something that they might keep in mind?
I think what might work against what the playstyle of Absolute Legend is what you're referring to as well. Just push straight off the bat, because if you rush as fast as you can as T, you'll pretty much be facing off. It will pretty much be a firing range up in middle, for instance, if they rush, because Absolute Legends are pushing middle, pushing banana pretty much every single round now. But that's going to make them a lot stronger, because they're going to be 5 players against maybe 2 or 3 down mid. That will open up. They will get the kills, open up A bomb, start pushing, get the plant, and be pretty much left at a 4 versus 2, 5 versus 2 after plant.
Well, it looks like Absolute Legends again are going aggressive on banana, but will they be met with some resistance? Finally, in faculty are doing some damage, taking out Ideal, but I have not chased behind them. Well, Emilio and Lydia made the most of it for a short while, but quickly it's been brought back to a 2v2 situation. Let's see if that T-side can continue this push. The bomb is in a bit of a tricky position, though. I've got to say it. Down on the ground and not within their hands, so they're going to try and push forward. Flashes are coming out. Fire being laid down, but here comes Pronax, finds one. Now it's all on Kirby, not for long, as Pronax will claim that as well, taking that scoreline 10 to 3. Now, on this half, we did expect a slight advantage. Yeah. But not to this extent.
You can see these score lines back in Counter-Strike 1.6, Counter-Strike Source as well. But I mean, with the changes coming onto this map, I'm seeing a lot more map, not being that heavily CT-sided. I'm just generally disappointed with in faculty, and also massively impressed about how Absolute Legends are playing.
Yeah, Absolute Legends look like a team right now. They're nailing everything they have. They've handled it well, and I've been thoroughly enjoying watching them. They look like they actually are a genuine team rather than a bit of a mix. But Kirby has found 2 actually, taking down Absolute Legends this round. Making Spitfire kick into action and have to step up as to where he was. So we're going to reposition accordingly and try and wait and receive the German onslaught. As now they are making their way towards the A bomb site, and let's see if we can find any of them. It's Spitfire laying down the fight. He does get one, Litter with a second. Now, and faculty are being worked down. They have got the penetration towards the site, but they're just not claiming the frags. But Kirby's on fire right now, claiming 2 more. So can he get the last? Can he find Litter? 2v1. This could be a big round for them. They need to get these rounds on the board desperately, as Litter now trying to edge forward, taking step by step towards that bomb site, but flashed up, tagged up. He's going to have to try and find a different way at the moment. Drop out the smoke, flashes, anything he has left in his arsenal, but didn't check where Kirby was, and what a round from him, really stepping up when it matters. And the individual play from him then was, he might as well join Absolute Legends at that rate. The way he was playing as a singular player, that was very impressive. 10 to 4, so in fact, he do have that talent, that's the thing. It just isn't shining through until rounds like that.
Yeah, I have to say, as long as faculty can pick up that this last round as well, we might see a lot closer than what we've been experiencing this far. Let's see, once again, they do decide to push up offensive.
It seems as though Kirby and Mantis have kind of cottoned on to what they were doing, but Absolute Legends have already pulled it back to a 3v3 situation here, as now the T-side are trying to make their way towards one of the bomb sites. I do believe that will be A, as they are leaping out of the apartments, but actually it's Disruptor to claim Pronax, who was generally the defender on A at the moment. And now Litter and RDL have to get their rotating shoes on. 2v2 situation. And the frags T-side are challenging rather swiftly, and Lida and RDL, beautiful play straight away, not holding back for a second. And the T-side challenging very aggressively there too in that last round of the first half in the second map. So obviously, Absolute Legends, big lead, 11-4. Now a scoreline like that is daunting to say the least.
That is, oh wow, they're going ready straight away.
Not
right
holding up
bat.
for a second.
I like this. Yeah. Constant CS, that's what we're all here for. The second pistol round of the second map here in the quarterfinals coming up, and it seems as though Absolute Legends in fact, they stopped up for just a little moment there. They're not pushing straight off the bat at least.
Yeah, they don't want to waste a moment here, because picking up this round, the knock-on effect would be huge. So Spitfire has taken the first frag onto Disruptor. So that's the team caller and general leader of the M faculty side already out of the picture. So that can be a big, big, important part into this round. Let's see how this one pans out now. Spitfire expecting a couple of players not finding them. RDL has, though, onto Kirby, so they're working them down. And right now it's looking pretty clear. RDL leading the way. Fire is coming in as Asmo to land the shot onto Spitfire, so already a bit of a retort, but not yet that much, as it's still a 4v3, so the T-side do have the advantage, and now even more with the bomb down and ticking, so Mantis needs to get back in here. Flashes are coming in. You can see, I believe it's SMN pushing forward, but finding the shots of RDL, and RDL claims another. They're leaving only Asmo standing, and in such an important round, they want to be winning these. They want to be going absolutely hell for leather to pick this up, but right now, this 1v3 looks a little bit farther away from Asmo as he'd like, so look towards the bomb site. Nothing to lose here. He's got to get involved. Try and get in there, and Emilio finds him first. Beautiful shot again. So 12-4. This round being picked up by the Absolute Legends side. Has that really just taken it away from M faculty?
Well, at least once again, M faculty find themselves in pretty much the same situation as we saw on Dust 2. Let's see, have a quick look. No, in fact, they have not early bought. What we'll see now is with that kind of money M faculty got now, have 14 rounds, but I think once again we'll see M faculty going for that early buy the next round. It seems as though they favor going for the early buys.
Yep, but RDL looking aggressive towards the B-bomb site, going to push forward, does get the frag onto Kirby, trying to follow up onto the next, but doesn't quite happen so easily, but he does make it land eventually onto Mantis. Beautiful play, literally cracking open B by himself, and now the CT side have to kind of claw themselves back into this one, but Emilio already denying that. They're picking off on every situation possible. Asmo now, 1v5, not going to happen. Does spot Pronax just leaping around the corner, does pick up a frag, but I don't think that's going to be much really damage done, as there we have it, 13-4. This scoreline, I wanted M faculty to do so much better than this. I wanted to see them really step up here, and well, this round doesn't seem to be the changing point either.
In fact, M faculty not going for that early buy. They have bought a Deagle in there. They got some flashes and grenades in there. Let's have a quick look over towards QK Mantis to see why he's invested this much money onto the grenades. It looks like they want to play this eco offensively.
Yeah, and Asmo trying to do the damage with the Deagle down. Banana, actually, RDL does kick things off, taking down Kirby, who's just beside him, following up quickly onto Mantis, but one frag, but not enough. RDL's hat-trick just completely and utterly overwhelming the M faculty side, is now only SMN standing in a 1v4. RDL had time to reload and re-challenge. SMN is just not making it happen right now. And the exchange, it wasn't pretty, but Absolute Legends once again putting it in the bag. So, well, the comeback, the changing point, is literally once again down on the wire. 14-4. In faculty, if you wanted to come back, there's not really much of a closer time you can call it. So hopefully they can do some damage and regain a little bit of face value, if anything, because a scoreline like this from a team that previously have done very well in these tournaments, I'm a little bit disappointed in them.
I have to agree. Once again, we see M faculty picking up the... If that will have the same effect as it did on Dust 2. We got fast pusher, in fact.
Yeah, indeed. Pronax has made his way around to that A-bomb site, Lida in tow, but actually Lida's already gone down to SMN. But you can see the fire in retort coming in. Emilio trying to do the damage, but Disruptor's the first on the scene, taking down Spitfires. RDL does claim the only frag back at the moment. And now 2v4. It's going finally the way of M faculty, but as I said, they do like leaving a little bit late here. Is now RDL, can he pull off another big round? Let's see, it's a little bit of a task to say the least. And he has got the first. Let's see if he can follow up onto 3. Now peering around mode, finally the orb gets into action, and that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see it put to good use, and well, it's in Asmo's hands, and let's see if he can do some damage with it, because they are still very much in this. 5-14 is the scoreline, finally picking things up here. Let's have a look at that monetary situation going down that T side.
All right, so as you can see, the teams are pretty much at the same stage right now, money-wise. Losing this next round will pretty much force them onto an eco, I would say, unless they want to go for an cheeky little cheap buy. All right, so we got Asmo here, got the AWP in hand, looking for an opening kill here onto middle, but it's not really finding it, say Lauren.
Yeah, and how are the T-side adapting here, knowing that there's an AWP in mid? Do you think they've kept that in mind in the way they've played this out so far?
They have indeed. As you can see, they're grouping up towards hallways, which they know that is not being held by that AWP. They know, in fact, that that's being utilized in mid, but let's see. In fact, he misses.
What? That was literally millimeters away from a player, but the T-side still staying very much alive as they're going to be pushing around towards that A-bomb site. Asmo not landing the shots. If there's any time you want to be on point right now, it's in this moment, and well, let's see if he can pick it up now. He's holding a different angle. He's trying to adapt. He's trying to find a different way to hold it and lock it down. But the T-side, let's see if they're still focusing on the A-bomb site. I don't think they are here, Warclown, looking at the map. They are looking to go a little bit towards B, but Mantis has found the first nevertheless onto Spitfire, quickly avenged by Emilio. So back and forth we go in a 4v4 situation now. Both teams all even, but it does seem as though Absolute Legends are looking to penetrate the B-bomb site, and they've done it perfectly. RDL cracking it open again. This man is beautifully doing this every time. It's literally like it's his bread and butter. The bomb is now going down, and let's see if the CT side have any sort of chance of getting back in this one right now. Asmo, you've got to step up right now. He's got the first onto Pronax. Let's see if he can find any more. 3 targets still left. He's dropped the AWP, going to go for that AK and try and get nice and close range with these boys. So, going to peer around the corner. Teammate just steps away, but the fire is now coming in. It's actually, I think that's RDL laying it down early on, but now here comes the rest of the peeks out, does get his head taken off for that. Now, 2v2 situation, the bomb is down and ticking. They've got to get towards the site and get it under control, but Absolute Legends playing to that time. RDL finds another, but it's not going well. Asmo, where were you then? That was not what you wanted, as Emilio will lock it down and take him to that ever so important marker. It's match point here.
Wow, let's have a look at the money here. As you can see, we've got FAMAS being bought up. We've got 2 pistols. Does Disruptor only have a pistol on him? In fact, he does only have a pistol on him. So this is some of the most light buys you will ever see. Always being forced in that. It's actually a match point. It's not even a map point.
It's not even map point anymore, yeah. Indeed, obviously, with the Absolute Legend side picking up the first map, they are on a drastic advantage here. So in Faculty, what can you do? The ball is in your court. You've got to somehow hold on for dear life, but at the moment it doesn't look like it's happening. So keeping in mind this factor, how can Absolute Legends face off against these guys like Disruptor? How are they going to take into account that they only have a pistol and such? Well, obviously taking them out is one way of doing it. Disruptor did try and put himself into the apartments, trying to keep it close range, but Asmo bringing it back all even, avenging his fallen teammate, taking down Lidder, and now putting it back in this 4v4 situation. I've got to say right now, N Faculty desperately need this round, guys. If you want to see them play well, this is the round you want to see them doing it in. So Asmo and Kirby biding their time, but you can see the action is merely steps away as finally Kirby steps up, takes down Spitfire, who's been such a danger in these really important rounds. So that's a big frag to get in the bag. But where's that bomb making its way to?
B-bomb side, and RDL has made this way all the way through. Will he pick up the kill? No, in fact, SMN picks up that kill. Pronax replies quick with a headshot, and he needs to find QK Mantis if they want to pick up this round. He knows he's there.
Oh, he has found him as well, completely opening up the B-bomb site, but let's see if Kirby can keep his team in this. It's all down to Kirby. It's not happened. He completely fluffed that up. How the hell could he allow that to happen on that last desperately needed moment? That was the moment you wanted to land that shot, and he just could not make it stick. Obviously, Absolute Legends looking chuffed, looking cheerful, looking ready for the next couple of games. Whereas then Faculty, where were they? They barely turned up to the event. Obviously, sportsmanship throughout this, these guys have been, playing against each other throughout the game, throughout the titles of CS, and even in moments like this, when it's heated in game afterwards, they obviously do shake hands, and afterwards they all go out for a beer and chill out. But in that moment, N Faculty just didn't show up to the match. They seemed to be quiet, outplayed, outstratted by a mixed team. What happened, Warclown? Surely you can take us into more detail here into that.
Well, it's I have to say that Absolute Legends playing really well, really surprising me. The level of play coming out from the individuals.
Lidder?
Lidder, also RDL. Overall, we've seen such good. We're not seeing advanced strategies coming out from them, but we're seeing good calls, good rotations, and most importantly of all, good timing push on retakes.
Yeah, indeed. So let's look back at this game and have a little look and recap as to how that went down, and have a little look at eBot here. I think you've got the stats there, hopefully.
We'll try to find it here.
Have a little look. Obviously, you saw the individual play coming out. You guys know who performed. The likes of Lida, obviously, and RDL, as you mentioned, were two strong players for the Absolute Legends side, and going forward, they will be the key members within this. Until the stats show up, we'll just have a little thing back. And obviously, going forward now, Absolute Legends have proved a lot of people wrong. I've got to say it. You know, a lot of people doubted them as a team, as a collective, and I don't think there will be any more. I think they've kind of proven exactly why they are here, no matter what route they took. They've truly shown exactly why they deserve to be here right now, playing for a massive prize pot. And, well, I can't knock them. I loved the way they played then. They played aggressive, they played smart, individually brilliant. Everything that could have gone wrong for them didn't. They completely managed it. They knew exactly what their downfall was. They knew exactly why people doubted them, and they completely switched it. They completely showed you exactly why they're deserving of this spot. So I've got to say it, going forward, they're a team to watch.
Yeah, this is turning out to be quite an interesting turn of events, to be honest. Did not expect this result at all, but I mean, Absolute Legends playing phenomenal, but it has to be said, in Faculty, there's a lot of shots being missed. Also, that last round, Kirby, I think it was, walking into that bomb site, should have been an easy kill for him, but he misses it, and that's, for me, that's been kind of the storyline throughout these two maps. There's been a lot of kills that were not put in place, which should have been.
Exactly. I think a lot of the kind of rounds fell by that wayside. Let's have a little check back to eBot, see if we can find anything out here, and have a little look as to how it actually went down. Obviously, in the stats, not just our opinions, as great as we are.
We are experts, but in the end, let's have a look at the statistics here on the eBot, as you can see on your screen right now. This is not a surprise.
Again, he was the one who performed against them last time in the previous time they met up in the obviously in this tournament, and well, once again, 25-11. What a damn scoreline that is. That's sensational. But well,
the
other end.
I'll tell you this much. I mean, he's got 7 times more kills on the second map than he did on the first one. He did step up in a couple of rounds, and I'll give him that, and that helped them out. But in the end, it's all down to individual performances from Absolute Legends, and just the overall team communications coming out from that Swedish.
It was amazing.
Swedish side.
Yeah, I think you nicely translated a little bit of it there, and even you heard them off that quick change round that they had on that second half on the pistol.
Yeah.
You could hear them, they were focused, they're ready. If you guys at home speak Swedish or understand it to a certain extent, you obviously understood it as well. Obviously with the German team up against a Swedish side, I'm missing out on that, but I'm sure that they were focused and ready to rumble. But I can imagine we'll have a little catch up with them later though, so do stick around. But looking at the eBot kind of side of things, now these guys obviously did perform very well. But who really underperformed? We saw one player obviously on the first map getting 1 frag. Did anyone really do that on the second, or was everyone a little bit more warmed up by that point?
Well, as you can see here, in fact, it did put up a little bit more kills this round.
Yeah.
With the this is quite a surprise to me. I've seen QK Mantis playing at several events. He's been kind of my go-to guy in Faculty. He's had amazing shots, amazing clutches. Seeing him underperform, that's gonna do a lot for. Not gonna do a lot for Faculty. I mean, when he doesn't pick up any kills, I think Faculty is in for a hard time, and SMN hasn't been playing up to par at all throughout these two maps.
No, certainly not. So hopefully, I don't know, going forward they can somehow piece themselves together again. They're a team that are hot and cold. We've seen it before.
Yep.
They obviously have games and events where they're absolutely insane. They turn up and they play well. I think there was a naked incident due to things like that. But other than that, they can play extremely well. But Absolute Legends have proven themselves. I think a lot of people doubted them coming into this. I think they were the teams that everyone kind of wrote off as, it's going to be a bit of a dull game because, well, they're a mix, they should get beaten, but maybe not. It was a bit of a hat-handed game, you know what I mean? No one really wanted to call it either way. But I think we've really found out that Absolute Legends are here to really challenge the kind of crown, because they're the team that can kind of challenge to a point, and they always fall slightly short against the big boys. You obviously, the likes of NIP, you probably can see them walk around the background. You see a Nexus back there as well. Obviously, everyone here at the event is getting ready to warm up. You can see Very Games just behind us. So obviously, they're a team that I know they can go just before the big guys, but I want to see them against a big team who do have the strats.
I want to see them being pushed to their limits,
exactly.
And I want to see them playing on the same level that we just saw them playing, because the shots they were making, the amount of kills they were getting, the clutches we saw, the ninja defuse, that game had it all, but it wasn't that close. Even though it had it all, I think maybe it would be a lot. The game would have been a lot more clutches, ninja defuse, and everything that we saw didn't get being done. I have no idea. I mean, All right.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, Absolute Legends shown exactly what they're made of, but it was against a side who looked beaten from the offset. I've got to say it. And Faculty did some damage, and then they kind of disappeared. They were very quiet. And obviously, up against a team like NX's, like any of the big guys who've been there, done it, and got every single T-shirt, they will not lose that confidence, that momentum. The difference between a good team and a great team is